Sup gamers? Hey, once again, thanks again for tuning in to the Game Rebirth DL channel. So today, we're going to be converting PlayStation 1 games with image and bin files to Eboot.Pbps for ARK on firmware 3.63 and Adrenaline firmware 3.60. So what do we need? We will need a PlayStation Vita on firmware 3.60 with HENKAKU installed, or with ARK on 3.63. Check one of my previous videos, it'll show you how to install either HENKAKU and or ARK. We're also going to need VitaShell for the PlayStation Vita on firmware 3.60 to transfer the files, and QCMA for the PlayStation Vita on firmware 3.63. Also, I'm going to leave in the description, we're going to need PopstationGUI.exe, Paint or Photoshop, depending on how you want to resize your images. As for the installation, remember to go find your PlayStation 1 games, either image or bin files. We're going to download the PopstationGUI.exe from the description. You can also check my Twitter. We're going to create icons and backgrounds for the games. We will also go and test the games with Adrenaline and ARK. As always, the links are in the description. Remember to check my Twitter, guys. Enjoy, gamers. Okay, so we move on to the PC. Now you guys can see that I have my two folders, PlayStation 1 game files. So now I got these images. You can see the bin game, 572 megabytes. This is Mega Man X6. You can see I have the icon I'm going to create. Just found this on the internet. It's really easy to find. I found a cool background that I can create that background also. So you can get any size image. I typed in Mega Man X6 PlayStation 1, and then just go to images and just select the best image you want, so you can fully customize this. You can see, remember to check Paradise. I recommend it, guys. So now I'm just showing you guys that I have my Micro Machines background and icon. So this is for the IMG file. The size of the game, you can see 671 megabytes. Okay, now that I have my games ready, I'm going to launch my PopstationGUI.exe. There we have it. I'll go ahead and leave that information in the description. So this is the most recent that I could find. If you guys find anything, this is by Singa Burga. So this is the one that worked for me. So hopefully it works for you guys. So I'll show you guys step by step. So in that area, that's where we're going to drop the game, and then it'll convert it to the Eboot.Pbp. So you can also add ISO, Q.img or PBP files. So I'm going to grab the Mega Man X6.bin. You can see it recognizes the path and it recognizes the game title. Now for the icon, remember that it's going to be 144 times 80. So most of us have Paint. That should be included in your PC. If not, you can get it. I think it's free. If you guys have Photoshop, which is pretty cool. Now we just get that image and drop it in there. As you can see, it's bigger than normal. We will need to change the size. So we're going to go and select resize. Now we're going to select, after selecting resize, just to double check 144 times 80, we're going to select pixels. And then uncheck maintain aspect ratio. So it's 144 times 80. And that's it. That's all we have to do. Really simple, guys. Simple steps. So then we're going to save it. So we go to save as. And then we're going to select PNG picture. Now we're going to rename that file. We're going to rename it as icon0.png or icono or icon O, or however you want to call it. It's just ICON0.png, and then we save it. And then we're going to do the same thing. Now you can see the icon file. So what I recommend is create a separate folder where you're going to drop all the files, because you're gonna have to create it for your other PlayStation 1 games. So if you can create a folder and drop your game and background and icon into your specified folder, that way you don't get like an override or anything like that. As you can see, I'm creating another folder for my other game, Micro Machines. And you can rename it however you want, doesn't have to be files. I just put it like that so that it can make it easier for me. So now we're going to open the Mega Man files. I'm going to get my background, just drop it in there, really simple. Now we're going to go ahead and check the measurement. That's pic1.png. Then we're going to select resize, and select pixels, uncheck maintain aspect ratio, and then we're going to input 480 times 272, and then we're going to click OK. You can see the image has been resized, and then we're going to go ahead and save it. Save as PNG picture, and then we're going to rename it how our little tool tells us how to do it, pic1.png. Okay, so now that we have our background created, our icon ready, so really simple, we just go ahead and grab those files and transfer directly to the tool, the simple PopstationGUI. You can see I drag my icon and then my background, pic1.png. And also the pretty cool thing is you can preview the eboot, how it's gonna look. So you can see our icon and then the background. That's pretty cool, kind of exciting. You can modify it however you want. So then we're gonna click go. I remember that I moved the file, so just remember to select the folder where you had moved it from. So I had to drag it back in there so I could recognize it, and then it'll give you like a little elapsed time. It doesn't take that long, and then it gives you like a little message. Just click no. It's always gonna be in there, so just click no whenever you get it. Now you're gonna see on the left hand side within the files that there's a new folder, and now there's an Eboot.Pbp. So it says Mega Man _X6. So that's all we need to do. Now you can close it or keep it open so that we can go ahead and convert that image file to an eboot. Now we open the Micro Machine files folder, and then we're just going to do the same thing. We launch our simple PopstationGUI, and then we're going to drag our game into the PSX image file. So you can see it recognizes the name, Micro Machines version 3. Now we're going to create our icon and background with our other tool, paint. Okay, so now we're going to get our icon and drop it in paint. Now we're going to resize the image. So you go to image and then resize. In the same process, check pixels, uncheck maintain aspect ratio. Now for our icon is 144 times 80, and there it is, has been resized. So we're going to save as PNG picture, and remember icon O.png. there we have it. We have our icon ready. Now we're gonna create our background. We do the same thing, we just drag it in there. You can see that's a large background. So we go to image, resize. Now, just to double check the size, 480 times 272. So we go to pixels, 480, uncheck the maintain aspect ratio, 272, just double checking. There you have it. We're gonna click OK. And it has been resized for us. That'll be our background. We're gonna click save as PNG picture and pick one.png. Okay, so there you see. Now we have our icon and background ready. Now we have transferred our game to the simple PopStation GUI. Now we're just going to drag our icon directly to the icon PNG field, and then we're gonna pick one to the other section, and then we're gonna preview. Look, that looks pretty cool. So you can play around with this. It's pretty awesome. So now, since everything's ready, we just click go. You're gonna get that message. You're gonna have to wait a little bit, and then you get that alert. Just click no. We don't need it anymore. We've converted our games. You can see the folder on the left hand side. It's ready to go. Micro Machines V3. So we're gonna use these files to transfer it to the PlayStation Vita directly. Remember, you have the folder and include the Eboot.Pbp within it. So now we're going to connect our PlayStation Vita. I'm going to connect first the PlayStation Vita on 3.60. Okay, so now, you know, with VitaShell, you can connect your PlayStation Vita on 3.60 via USB. Now we go to our PSP EMU, and then we're gonna go to PSP. We select game, and then we're going to drop it in here and our copy. So I have my Mega Man, select copy, paste. There you have it. I have my Mega Man. It has been transferred to the PlayStation Vita. Now we're going to get our second game, Micro Machines V3. We're gonna copy, same process, and then we're just going to paste. There you have it, guys. I have my two games in there. We're gonna test them in a little bit. Okay, so now on this other screen, I created a new save data for you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. Now, if you see my previous videos, you know that we just drag the Eboot.Pbps or copy them directly to the save data, and then we're just going to transfer. There you have one game. Remember to include the folder and then the Eboot.Pbp within it. We get the Micro Machines, my second game, or whatever game you're gonna use. Then we're going to paste. Now this is only for 3.63. So we go to Documents. We go to PS Vita, P Save Data. I select my profile, 3.63. And now, since I have my save data ready, I'm just going to drag it in there. It's really simple, guys. Just showing you I have my two games and the save data ready. This will also be detected on your PlayStation Vita with the icons. So if you ever want to go and reference back to it, you can see it. Also remember to refresh the database twice. Now we go to the console, the PlayStation Vita. You guys can see I created a little theme We'll go ahead and be posting this soon. I just need to work a little bit more with it. So now we're going to launch Adrenaline so that we can check if the games are working. So hopefully guys, if this helps you guys, I know that there's a lot of IMG and .bin files out there. You guys, if you find them, then you can use this tool. I think it's pretty neat. Brings us back to the old PSP days. You guys can see, look at that cool background icon, Mega Man. Look at that, looks awesome. Now we're going to launch our game. As you know, Adrenaline has sound for these games. We know that ARK don't. It's pretty cool that the sound is working for Adrenaline. Hopefully soon we can get an update on ARK or something so we can get that sound. But look at that. PlayStation Vita firmware 3.60. PlayStation 1 games working. Awesome guys. Kinda exciting. I know it's kinda like a long video, but I think it's worth it. Just further testing the game. You guys can see that it's working perfectly. Now we're gonna press the PS button, hold it, and then we're going to go to settings and then open official settings. Now we're gonna change the screen size under other settings, screen mode. We select screen mode and select full, or depending how you want it, but I like full, so I would recommend if you guys keep it like that. There you go. Pretty cool. Now we go back and we're gonna launch the Micro Machines game. Let's see if that one works. There you have it. Sounds right there, so let's see if it actually loads the game. Come on, PlayStation 1 games. Remember, we gotta be patient on these games. They always took forever to load. Then again, we like our classic games, right? There you have it. It's working. Sounds working. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we go to the other PlayStation Vita. This one is on 3.63 with ARK installed. You can see I'm launching my Loco Roco demo. I have my cool background. I have my other PlayStation Vita, so you guys can see. I created some new backgrounds, ordered them custom made. I got them from Decal Girl. You guys can search it online. It's pretty cool, like 15 bucks. Now you can see Mega Man X6. I already had that one, but look at my background. This one is the newest one with the cool background. And then I have my Micro Machines. So we launch the game. Remember that ARK does not have sound for the PlayStation 1 games yet. I know it sometimes kind of sucks, but I mean, it's cool. At least somebody worked towards it and we can get those games working. So I don't mind not having sound. As long as we can play our classics, it's awesome. And I don't know what that means, but so it's awesome guys. You can see that it works. Same like Adrenaline, just we don't get the benefit of the sound. Same process here. You can either press, we hold the PS button and we go to settings, and then we can go ahead and change under other settings. So we select under other settings and then the screen size, and then we can go ahead and quit the game if we need to. Go back. Pretty cool about ARK, when you can quit the game, it actually takes you back to ARK, which is amazing. I know that Adrenaline, if you try to quit the game, it gives you some kind of error and it just a black screen. But ARK is also efficient, so I like it. So now we are launching the Mega Man game. there you have it. It's loading. Pretty cool. Kind of exciting. So there you go, guys. It's working. Fully working. It's cool. Amazing. If it worked, let me know. I'll be creating more videos for PlayStation Vita 3.65, how to install emulators, so stay tuned. So remember to hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. As always, Gamer Rebirth out.